Humans have achieved great things over the last century, pushing the limits of what is possible, such as going to the moon, creating artificial intelligence, and creating vaccines, which have benefited all of humanity. While in the pursuit of greatness, we have created some unintended consequences, which will be detrimental to future generations if we do not resolve the issue right now. Although introduced in 1992, climate change has gotten more attention as the effects have become more apparent. In NASA's article, Effect of Climate Change, one of the effects listed is the melting ice caps. As stated in the article, there will be a 1 to 8 feet increase in sea level, causing many areas to be flooded. This will force many people to flee their homes and create a huge housing issue all around the world. Another effect of climate change is the change in jet streams. Jet streams, according to Think Progress articles, here's how global warming leads to colder winters in the Northeast. They explain that jet streams are air currents that travel around the world and play a huge role in affecting the weather. Because of climate change, these jet streams are bent away from their original paths. This is significant as cold winds coming from the polar will create colder and drier climates, while hot winds coming from these jet streams will create longer heat waves and droughts. All these effects stem from greenhouse gases, 70% of them being from carbon emissions. One contributing factor of carbon emissions is transportation. In the EPA's article, Greenhouse Gas Emissions from a Typical Passenger Vehicle, one vehicle emits 4.6 metric tons a year. To compare that, that's enough energy to power 420,000 houses annually. It also states in the article that autogas or gas-powered cars emit small amounts of methane and nitrous oxides, which are other greenhouse gases and are more harmful than carbon dioxide, even in smaller amounts. The first step that people can do to counteract global climate change is to buy an electric car. The reason why the electric cars are better for the environment is because they emit less carbon emissions than auto gas. While it is true that electric cars do produce more carbon emissions when productions compared to auto gas, with most of it being in battery production. After production, auto gas will continue to produce 4.6 carbon emissions annually, while electric cars will never produce carbon emissions again, making them the better option in the long run. As time goes on, buying an electric car will be the more favorable idea. It's been a decade since Tesla has released their all-electric car, and since then, they have resolved the many issues that came with it, such as the limited battery life and the limited mile range. And it also helps that there are other car companies such as Honda and Volkswagen that have started to create their own electric cars that are much more affordable than Tesla's. Over time, the prices of electric cars will decrease as more companies are willing to create more electric cars and more people are willing to buy them. There's two ways to go about this. The first option, which is you buying an auto gas, will continue this cycle. The summers will get hotter, the winters will get colder, and overall the climate will get drier. Our land masses will start to shrink as the sea levels will rise up, causing many people to be displaced from their homes. And Earth will become an uninhabitable place for humans in general. The second, more favorable option is to buy an electric car. It's a small and slow step, but it's the step in the right direction, as this will dramatically decrease carbon emissions in transportation. This will also be in right step as many people as we were using renewable energy and not gas or petroleum anymore. If you're thinking of buying a brand new car, you should think of buying an electric car because it's the environmentally right thing to do, and it's what will save the planet for future generations.